Alex Becker wants to turn $5 million into $500 million in this next crypto bull run. And he just released a brand new crypto gaming playbook detailing exactly how he plans to do this. And although we may have smaller budgets, maybe $50,000 into $5 million, or maybe just $5,000 into $500,000, we also want to 100x our money. So we're going to break down the exact steps in this video together so we can achieve the same result. If that excites you, hit that like button down below for me, put on your John Wick hat, and let's jump straight in. So if you've been on Alex Becker's Twitter, you've probably recognized a man who is quickly ascending a ladder of FOMO. I mean, just 1 month ago, he tweeted, "I don't think a crypto-wide bull is possible in a macro like this." And he dug his heels in even further, tweeting, "Like it or not, a lost decade situation where we could potentially see no big bull runs until 2030 is totally on the table." Like all things on crypto land, the tide started turning pretty quickly. Because a few days ago, Becker tweeted, "I want a bull and to be disgusting 3 a.m. red light behind 7-Eleven pig in dirt bag low to mid caps more than anyone. But people who are acting like a bearish situation is off the table are dangerous and drunk at the moment." So this quick transition from a decade of bear to a bear market is not off the table happened pretty quickly. But it didn't stop there, because as Bitcoin rallied past $30,000, Alex Becker also rallied up that FOMO ladder. Just a couple of days ago, he tweeted, "Not gonna lie, this pump even has me feeling FOMO." And if we haven't already witnessed the transformation of the century, a handful of hours later, Alex Becker tweeted this: "Moving several million to my hot on-chain wallets," which obviously means he's putting several $1 million into his crypto wallets ready to buy. Now, Becker was nice enough to tweet this brand new updated Crypto Gaming Playbook on the same day, which is a simple roadmap that Alex Becker plans to use to turn that few $1 million into several $100 million. So I don't know about you, but it sounds to me like we should take a peek. At the top, Becker starts by writing, "As far as gaming coins go, nothing has moved much, nor is it until we see a $40,000 plus Bitcoin." So right off the bat, Alex Becker is talking about what we refer to as the Becker trickle-down thesis, which is his theory that the larger market cap cryptos move first and exponentially influence the ones below it. For example, Bitcoin's price will typically move first, and it will then influence the top 10 cryptocurrencies below it. Then once those top 10 cryptocurrencies have moved, the bull market will then start to influence the top 100 crypto. Then the top 100 will influence the top 1,000, and finally, the top 1,000 cryptos will influence those top 10,000 cryptos, of which these last two categories, the top 1,000 and top 10,000 tokens, are where most crypto gaming tokens are sitting. Now, not to get sidetracked and too deep into this theory, but it's really important to know that the further down this list we go, the more it trickles down, the more exponential results you get, because these cryptos are much lower market caps, they're way more volatile. So in a bull market where Bitcoin might go up 50%, you could see a microcap game like Vulcan Forge go up 300 to 400%. So what Becker is saying at the start of this playbook is that he's not seeing this happen yet, because over the last 30 days, Bitcoin is up 30%, but something like Axie Infinity is only up 7%. Becker then gives us 3 options to play this market perfectly, or what he calls moves. Move A is leveraging the ETF narrative. Becker writes, "Wait for the ETF narrative to play out. If approved and Bitcoin starts going parabolic, roll into games." So this is the easiest play to read. Becker says if Bitcoin keeps going up and it hits about the $40,000 mark, start buying those crypto games, because that trickle down effect is coming. But if the ETF is not approved, or it is a big sell the news event, which is very possible, do not buy. Meaning, if the narrative no reason for them to run sideways, or Bitcoin is in a bear. I mean, that's what we've been watching over the last 18 months. Unless one very specific thing happens, which takes us to move B, an isolated gaming run. Becker says, wait for Midnight Society or some crypto game to bust mainstream. I'm talking about streamers, influencers, eating it up everywhere. Then roll into games. Because if just one crypto game takes off and everyone starts playing it, all the other games are going to feel the effect of that and rise. And Alex Becker says this will give way to the isolated and much anticipated crypto gaming bull run that will melt faces. And if this does happen, Alex Becker says that you can get 10x's even if Bitcoin is trending sideways or going down. And finally, this takes us on to move C, which I'm calling the asymmetric risk reward. Becker writes, "Great game coins are still within 10 to 20% of their bottom, or still bottoming. I cannot see them moving more than another 50% down from here. For example, Ape is 10% off its lowest low. I don't see a 50-cent Ape, but I easily see a worst case scenario $5 ape in a gaming run. If you don't mind losing money and can stomach a 50% loss for a potential 10 to 20x gain, use move C. So to help you understand this with a concrete example, say you have $10,000 to invest in crypto gaming. Becker believes that games like ApeCoin have at most a 50% down risk, meaning if you put $10,000 in now, he couldn't see it dropping than less than $5,000 worth of value in the worst case situation, which is not great, but he sees way more upside potential, meaning that $10,000 could become $100,000 or $200,000 once the gaming bull run begins. And that's a bet that any logical person should make, as long as they can stomach the 50% loss in the short term and they can afford. Now, I'm clearly a huge Alex Becker fan, but there is one very specific thing that I disagree with him on, and that is the timing of this market. Let me explain, and I'm actually curious on your thought. Alex Becker constantly tweets things like this: most 40 to 50x coins. Hell, the entire gaming run didn't happen until 1 year into the last bull market. Anyone telling you you're going to miss out and be left behind is an idiot. Now, although he's not wrong here, because this graph compares Ethereum's price in the last bull market to Axie Infinity, you can see there is almost a 12-month gap from when ETH started running to when Axie Infinity started running. But this was way back in April of 2020, before crypto gaming was even a narrative. And you can see in this second bull when Ethereum pumped, Axie Infinity was very close behind. There was no 12-month of runway for you to get in. And I believe that nowadays there's even more people like you and me and millions of others sitting on those sidelines following Alex Becker, following Crypto God John, that are waiting for this market to move so they can buy right into those gaming tokens and try to make them million. And even though that Alex Becker is right when he says that Bitcoin is currently running harder than something like Axie Infinity, when you look at the smaller market cap gaming tokens, they're putting up some pretty impressive numbers in the exact same day that Bitcoin starts running. For example, you can see that Bitcoin is up 20% in the last 7 days. But take a look at these crypto games. Radio Kaka is up 91%, Floki is up 72%, Step App up 65%, UFO Gaming's up 58%, Gala's up 54%, Gods Unchained up 48%, Falcon Forge up 44%, Magic up 44%, Dayton Arena up 43%, Altura up 39%, and Nakamoto Games up 38%. Now these are not the 10x returns that the bull market is going to bring, but they're moving within the same 24-hour period that Bitcoin's moving, which did not happen in that last bull cycle. And that leads me to believe that we have a lot less runway to get into these tokens than what Becker is putting out there. And if that wasn't already enough, there is one more massive factor that's going to influence the price of these games and how quickly they're going to 10x. And I call it the influencer quantum factor. Because crypto influencers like Alex Becker, Ilio Trades, Crypto God John, underestimate their power to move these markets themselves. Once Becker says it's time to start buying, and maybe he recommends Altura again, he's going to bring hundreds of millions of dollars into that market cap. I've seen it in the last bull cycle. Alex Becker almost single-handedly moved Altura at 10x within 1 week. And that rally will then cause a landslide of all the other crypto games to start rallying, thinking that the isolated crypto gaming run is here, when really it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy that Alex Becker says it's probably here. So I personally am going to play this market as smart as I can, which means factoring in the influencer's influence on the market, which is why I believe the smartest strategy is just to wait and see what Alex Becker does and not listen to what he says. So we've hunted down Alex Becker's crypto wallet and we've set up buy alerts so we know exactly when he buys a crypto token and we know exactly what crypto gaming project that he buys into. It'll literally get sent to my phone, and that gives me the ability to understand exactly the play that Alex Becker is making before he tweets it out to his millions of followers or before he puts it in one of his YouTube videos. And so I don't have to constantly be refreshing my Twitter feed waiting for Alex Becker to post and tell me which crypto to buy. And I have that social insurance policy behind me, knowing that Alex Becker has bought and his followers don't really know about it yet, and therefore even if it's not a good project, which some of them aren't, there's going to be a flood of people behind me buying in. And so if you'd like to use that tool for yourself, we've made it available to all of our Patreon members. To join, use the link in the description below. We have awesome resources for this next upcoming bull market, including rising token breakdowns on all the hot new tokens before they reach the mainstream ears, and a really awesome community who are committed and focused on absolutely crushing it in this next bull cycle. So if that sounds like something you want to join, once again, link is in the description. Get out of the mainstream, separate yourself, and stop missing all these incredible gains.